Iran and Russia have joined hands rather openly. Russia is making extensive use of Iranian munitions to deal severe blows to Ukraine. However, contrary to what was believed all along, Iran is not just helping Russia with its armed drones and soon its ballistic missiles. In fact, Iran has also reportedly deployed its own personnel in Crimea to help Russia operate its weapons to ensure that its weapons are able to hurt Ukraine where it hurts the most. The West, led by the United States, is naturally horrified by the growing cooperation between Moscow and Tehran, two of the world's most sanctioned nations. The United States is shocked. Why is that? Because it now sees Iran being quote-unquote directly engaged on the ground, helping Russia fight Ukraine. US National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said on Thursday that a quote-unquote relatively small number of Iranian personnel are operating in Crimea to help Russian forces carry out aerial strikes against Ukraine. Kirby said, and I quote, "Tehran is now directly engaged on the ground and through the provision of weapons that are impacting civilians and civilian infrastructure in Ukraine." According to the White House, Iran's drones were not being able to achieve all the objectives that Russia hoped they would. That necessitated Tehran to quote-unquote move in some trainers and some technical support to help the Russians use them with better lethality. Meanwhile, Ukraine has accused Iran of breaking a UN National Security Council embargo on the transfer of drones with a 300-kilometer range to Russia. According to the United States, the drones violated UN Security Council Resolution 2231 of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. It is pertinent to note here that the Iran nuclear deal is no longer in force after the Trump administration withdrew from it in 2018, leading to the agreement falling apart. Russia, on its part, has shot off a warning to the United Nations. Russia said that the United Nations does not have the mandate to investigate its use of drones in Ukraine, calling such plans quote-unquote absolutely unprofessional and political. Russian diplomat Dmitry Polyansky said, and I quote, "The UAVs used by the Russian army in Ukraine are manufactured in Russia." Iran has followed a similar line, saying it has transferred no weapons to Russia for use in Ukraine. What is increasingly evident now is the fact that Russia and Iran are together creating a host of challenges not just for Ukraine, but the collective West. Iran seems to have made a decision to push ahead with weapons deliveries to Russia despite the West's reservations. Much like how Ukraine is receiving Western weapons to use against Russia, Iran is supplying weapons to Russia to use against Ukraine. In the eyes of Russia and Iran, it's perfectly fine for them to have this sort of a military partnership. However, for Ukraine and its backers, this understanding creates a precarious crisis that might have far-reaching consequences well beyond Ukraine. Do you think the West can stop the partnership between Russia